Super. Good afternoon, everybody. This is a presentation that you should have all seen already within your feeder primary schools, or indeed if you're a non-feeder, from a non-feeder primary school, you'd have come into school, had a tour of the school and had this presentation as well. However, your parents haven't, so they might want to watch it and see all the sorts of questions that you've asked. I've got them in this presentation, but it might also be good for you to watch this just before you start in September to remind yourselves about uniform, what equipment you need, the timings of the school day and what you can buy in the canteen. So please watch this again as many times as you need to hopefully feel comfortable about starting here in Year 7. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is transport. Lots of you will be getting the bus here. If you're getting a bus here, your parents and carers will have to apply for a bus pass, and you'll get that through the post, and it will say on it which bus you're going to get, SAW 3, 4 or 5, where you're going to get it from, the timings of it and so on. You need to be at your bus about 5 minutes early to make sure you're there on time. When you get on the bus, you just show your bus driver the bus pass, you're on there, you sit nice and still calmly, and you get off the bus right outside the student entrance as you come off. Okay, you come straight into school and through you go. At the end of the day, we finish at 3 o'clock, but the buses leave about 10 past. So you've got 10 minutes to get on the bus. And again, you'll show your bus pass to the driver, get on the bus. If you've lost it or you can't find it, you get a temporary bus pass from the finance office. Really, really easy. However, we do need to have a plan B. What if the bus doesn't turn up? It might happen only once in the 5 years. You should not wait any longer than about half an hour after the bus is due. If it's not going to be there after half an hour, it's probably not going to be there all day. What is your plan B? Do you have a key to be able to go back into your house just in case your parents have gone to work? Do you have a mobile phone that you could give someone a call? Is the process to go to a grandparent's house that lives locally or a friend's house to be able to get a lift to school? So always have a plan B just in case. Lots of students here. How many of you guys get a bus here? Oh, how many walk? Super. So if you walk, the exact same applies. You need to be on site for 8:30. Make sure you sit here in plenty of time. You can, if you want to, get here a bit early. Some of our buses get here from 8 o'clock onwards. So if you want to come and socialise a bit earlier in the morning, you're more than welcome to, but you must be on site by 8:30. Okay, so that's transport getting to school. The next one I'll talk about is equipment. So there is a booklet that I also sent out that says all the equipment that you need for school, but you definitely need a good backpack. Okay, one that's comfortable, not a little handbag, a proper backpack, because you're going to have lots and lots of lessons when you start here at secondary school. You move around site every hour, very, very different to primary school. So you need to have your books in your bag. You want to also make sure that you've got, also got a pencil case. Pencil case, all the equipment that you need, again, is in that booklet, but you need some pens, a pencil, a ruler, a calculator, as a minimum really in that pencil case, and a green pen. Please make sure you've got some green pens because teachers will mark in red and students will do their bits of marking in green as well. We'll talk about lunch in a moment, but you might want to bring your lunchbox, a water bottle. We have stations here where you can fill them up throughout the day. And of course, if you've got PE, you need your PE kit. If you've got a music lesson, you might want to do, you need your music, your instruments as well. Okay, so that's equipment, nice and easy. Right, this will happen. You will be watching this having done your transition day, so hopefully it won't happen. It might have already happened, but you will get lost at some point. You might be going from period 3 to period 4, and you might have no idea where you're going. Stay calm. Don't worry. No one is going to get angry if you are late to a lesson because you get lost. Stay calm. Don't stress out. Really, really easily ask someone. Is there a teacher nearby you can ask? Is there a friend that you might be able to help you? Is an older student? They might even walk you to the lesson you need to go to. But you need to make sure, okay, that you stay calm and don't worry. You will get lost, but after a week or two, you'll have no problems. You'll know everywhere you're going. Okay, so that's finding your way around. Right, now let's talk quickly about uniform. So, you already know what houses you're going into. Fantastic. Really simple polo shirt. And the polo shirt will have your house name on. Whose hands up if you're in Norman House, Ermine House, Saints House, Archer's House? Super. So we've got a mix of students in here. Polo shirt, a jumper. The jumper again has a little link to your house. So this is a Saints one because it's orange. It would be red for Norman, purple for Ermine, and green for Archers. If you're feeling hot, no problem. You can take your jumper off and just wear your polo shirt, but you can't swap this for an Adidas hoodie or a Nike jumper. Okay, so you wear this, but if you don't need to and you just want to wear this, it's absolutely fine. And you can have a coat as well. Obviously, in the cold weather, it's really important to have a coat. Bottoms, we've got trousers or a skirt. So the skirt here must be worn at knee length, has the logo in the corner, so it's the correct style skirt. You can get them logoed on, that's all on our uniform policy. And the trousers as well, the exact same. There are also, if you don't like wearing trousers, a short. A lot of people wear shorts now to primary school. You can carry on wearing them, a tailored short up to your knee. For boys and girls, if they want to wear them in September, they are more than welcome to. Okay. Shoes must be proper shoes. So black shoes, not trainers. The last thing I want you to do is go out and buy a brand new pair of Nike Air Force Ones for £100, and then on your first day, obviously they're not shoes, so you won't be able to wear them. So please make sure you have proper shoes. PE kit, 3 items of clothing. In reality, polo shirt, so everyone wears a polo shirt. You only need one of these. You do PE twice a week, so a polo shirt. Shorts, or if you would prefer to wear a skirt, you can wear a skirt. Entirely up to you which you want to wear. And then if you're cold in the winter, girls will normally wear one of these to put on above their polo shirt, just a jumper. And boys would normally have a rugby shirt instead. Again, you don't need any more than one of those, and they should last a good period of time. But you don't need to wear these if you don't want to. Students can wear Under Armour or skins underneath their PE kit. That's absolutely fine. Again, they can't just wear a hoodie or a coat going into PE. If it's cold, we will go outside. But if it's really, really cold or very, very wet, we'll normally stay inside. Okay. PE kit, a pair of trainers, and at some point we'll need a pair of boots. We have £1 million AstroTurf we want to use lots for our students, so we'll talk about footwear on a different video being sent out in a few weeks' time. Other things to do with uniform. Jewellery is really, really simple. You can wear 2 studs in each ear, but only studs, not any big dangly ones. You're going to be doing lots of exciting things. You're going to be doing drama, wood technology and soaring things, food technology, up in art, PE lessons. So we don't want to have lots of jewellery on. We want to stay nice and safe. So 2 studs in each ear are absolutely fine. No rings, no bracelets. If you've got a necklace you want to wear for religious reasons, you can, but please keep that tucked under your shirt. It shouldn't be seen. A strap watch is absolutely fine. Okay. You don't need to have your ears pierced if you don't want to, but if you do, you also need to be able to take them out for PE lessons. Please practice that if you're not quite sure how to do it. Right, next thing to talk about is, let's go for this one, the lessons. So, as you're already aware, hopefully this is new to most people, the same for most people, the house system is in place to make sure that there are lots of small schools in a big school, so everyone feels really valued and well known. Within your house, you have a SSA, a non-teaching member of staff, and a senior tutor who is a teaching member of staff who leads across the house on behaviour and attendance and rewards. The SSA is there to support the students, so if you're ever not feeling very well, you just need to borrow a pen, you need to go and make a phone call, you use the house office. Okay. In each house there are 10 forms. I'm sure you're aware of this already. Each form is vertical, so you have different year groups in there, year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10, year 11, all mixing together for 25 minutes in the morning before you break off into your year group of year 7. Okay. All students must be on site for 8:30. 8:35 is when form starts. So you start moving to your form at 8:30 to get to form for 8:35. Form is 25 minutes till 9. 9 till 10 is period 1. 10 till 11 is period 2, 20 minutes to break. Break time, you can go to the canteen, you can sit in the hall of the refectory, you can go on the backfield and run around and play football if you want to. It's very, very independent. You can move around site, but we expect people to do it responsibly and calmly. At 11:20, you make your way to your next lesson. 11:20 to 12:20 is lesson 3. 12:20 to 1:20 is lesson 4. 1:20, 40 minutes lunch, 40 minutes from 1:20 to 2 o'clock. Hopefully our 3G AstroTurf will be open to play football on, You'll be able to go to the canteen, sit inside, sit outside on our social area. Again, you're very, very independent secondary school students. At 2 o'clock, you're back into lessons for your last lesson of the day, period 5, from 2 till 3. Lessons finish at 3 o'clock, and as I said before, your buses will be going at about 10 past. So you make your way to the front and get on your bus. Of course, you're more than welcome to come to a session 6 as well, and I'll talk about those in a moment. Okay, so that's lessons and timings of the day. Right, the next thing I'll talk about is homework. So in year 6, most people have homework, so we carry it on, but in year 7, we don't give you loads and loads of homework. We give you roughly 3 or 4 pieces per week. So you'll have maths homework, which is Sparks. You log in and you do about 30 to 35 minutes of maths homework. You have Sparks Reader. Sparks Reader is when you are reading a text and then it asks questions at the end. You have Tassomized Science. Again, that's just quizzing you about things you've already learnt. And you might also have Language Nut, which is Spanish or French, looking at the vocabulary that you're learning throughout the week. So 4 pieces. You have a whole week to do them. You can do them all at the same time and get them done on a Monday. It might be a Saturday morning, your time for homework, entirely up to you. But it's about 2 hours a week, so less than half an hour an evening of homework. If it's taking far too long, then you need to speak to teachers. We don't want to create too much homework, but we do see the benefit of it. We want you to be ambitious, independent people leaving here, and in order to do that, at some point we need you to do some work outside of the lessons as well. So by yourself at home, doing the work with maybe a little bit of support and help for your routine from parents and carers as well. Okay, so that's homework. Clubs, lots of clubs that you can go to. So we have sports clubs, netball clubs, rounders clubs, football clubs, rugby clubs, hockey clubs, art club. We have a big club here which does drama and music called Encore, where it's very, very busy. They are all free of charge. You just turn up to them and you can join straight in. You can also go on the Edulink app and sign up, but you can just turn straight up. Most of them are 3 till 4 o'clock. Obviously, when there are fixtures against other tournaments and tournaments against other clubs, there might be a bit longer, but they're usually 3 till 4, so you'll just need to organise transport for that. Every single half term some change, so we add them onto our social media, the new ones, we add them onto Edulink so you can sign up. So for example, one half term it might be netball, the next half term it might be hockey, rather than both happening at the same time. Okay, but they change all the time. They all go from even things like Minecraft Club, we have a henna club at the moment, Science Club has been on for a period of time, so it changes and mixes around all year. Okay, that's clubs. Right, let's talk about this one. Detentions. So at Sawtry Village Academy, maybe slightly different to primary school, we have a system in place to making sure that we have good behaviour. We want good behaviour because we want everyone working together and learning. We know people that are misbehaving, being a bit silly, they're not learning as well. So we try to correct them, but we do it all in a positive and respectful manner. So when you go to your lesson, we say you've got a choice. You're going to go to the lesson and you're going to focus, you're going to work hard with the rest of your class, or you're going to not do that. If you go to the class and you be a bit silly, you're distracting others, you're not doing any work, the teacher will give you a reminder. Okay, so they're just reminding you to behave, to correct yourself for that lesson. If you carry on after that, then you get a 15-minute detention. If you don't, then don't worry, it goes nowhere. You have a reminder, well done, you're focused after you've been corrected, no problem. If you carry on, you get a 15-minute detention. 15-minute detention is logged on Edulink. It's a behaviour point and parents can see that on there if they've got the Edulink app. If you carry on after that, it's a 30-minute detention. Okay, 15-minute detentions are done with the teacher at break time or lunchtime, pretty much as soon as the lesson is done. 30-minute detentions after school on a Friday from 3 till 3:30. If that happens, you'll have a phone call from the teacher to explain why you've had the 30-minute detention, and then you'll get a letter to say when that is. So it's normally about a week later. If you then focus, no problem. If it carries on, and it's a 60-minute detention and a removal from the lesson. We don't have many of them at all here, but if you get to that point, you'll get a phone call from the teacher It's from 3 till 4 on a Friday after school. We had about 10 in, I think less than 10 in the whole school last week. So we don't have many in our after school detentions, but we will use them if we need to. Again, you'll get a letter to explain when you are having that detention. Okay, good behaviour is really, really important for us. Working with each other, working with the teacher is really important for education. Okay, good. The next one, let's talk about educational visits. So educational visits are really, really important. Getting good GCSEs are also really important, but we want you to make good memories, make memories of new friends you've made at secondary school. And in order to do that, we've got a roadmap of all the educational visits you'll have from your time from year 7 to year 11, so you don't miss out. Even if a member of staff leaves, that trip still happens. So in year 7, you've got the opportunity to go to a space centre for the day, and you have a whole week of timetable at the end of the week to your pledges and futures week. So you go camping for a night, canoeing, rock climbing. You have a night a day at Hunstanton at the beach and the Sea Life Centre, a pastoral trip enjoying the end of the year celebration of year 7 together, a whole day on sports day, and another day on careers where you create your own businesses and try to make a profit. So that's a whole week, last week of term. Letters will be out for that at the start of year 7. But that doesn't stop there. In year 8, you get the opportunity to go to Caythorpe for 3 nights. It's a PGL, lots of outdoor adventurous activities, lots of the day trips for year 8. In year 9, the first international visit to Paris at the end of year 9. Year 10, we have work experience and lots more departmental trips opening up: Berlin, history trip, Iceland, a ski trip for year 10, year 11 and into 6th form, and lots more. Okay, so lots of exciting things to be had. But again, we'll explain that all in letters that come out right at the start of the year, so you can see what's happening. Okay, so that's educational visits. Food, this is a big one. Lots of people have questions on food. Who here uses the canteen every day? Who here just buys snacks from the canteen? Okay, most people buy snacks here. That's interesting. You need to have a conversation with your parents and carers. Have a conversation with students. What are you going to do about food? We are cashless. So money is uploaded onto Parent Pay, and then you pay on your fingerprint. So you go through, queue up, you go into the canteen, you can buy your food, you pay on your fingerprint, and then you eat your food. If you're having a hot meal, okay, a full meal, you have to stay inside for that. But if you just want to buy a panini, a flapjack, a salad box, you can take them outside if you want to. Again, some people will have a packed lunch and then buy a snack. Some people will have, some days they'll have hot lunches, some days not. Some people will have a panini once a week, but you've got to make those decisions, think about how you want to do it. Often there are 2 main meals each day choice. They're normally quite set throughout the week, always a vegetarian option. We can cater for different dietary needs as well, so you just need to let us know about those. The canteen are good at that. It's really important you're responsible though. So primary school, you might be monitored. At secondary school, you're not. So if you go to the canteen and you buy 3 cookies or 4 cookies, and you buy them, you go through the tills, that will then get flagged, and parents can see what you buy. So if you go home and you tell your parents you had a nice roast dinner, but you've actually bought 3 flapjacks, they will be aware. So please make sure you have the right options when you're buying the food from the canteen. Okay. Hopefully everyone will do their fingerprints on the transition day, ready to start at the start of the year. If it's not done, it doesn't matter. We will be able to organise that quite quickly. Have Parent Pay accounts as well. Okay, good. Right, just a few more from me. I think this is important to talk about because people worry about it, and it is bullying. Okay, so at Sawtry, we want everyone to be kind and respectful to each other. It's very, very important. There's over 1,000 students here, all from different backgrounds. We are all unique in our own ways, but when we are on site, we are one big team. We are one big family, and we must look out for each other and make each other's day really, really good. So if for whatever reason someone isn't being very nice, being a bit unkind, saying some names, it might be that they were your friend last week and they're not this week. It might be they've been a great friend at primary school, but not at secondary school. You must tell someone. Okay, tell a friend, tell your teacher, tell your tutor, SSA, tell parents about it. So as long as we know about it, we can do something about it. This flow chart here is in every single classroom. So we will make sure we take statements, find out about it. We will then go and look into it and get more statements, maybe from witnesses, from the people that might have done potentially the bullying. And then we will decide what the outcome is. So it might be the fact that we get both students together and speak through it, and then they make up and they're friends again. It might be a case we have to put a sanction in place to ensure it doesn't happen. It might be we phone parents to involve them to ensure it doesn't happen again. And then the last step is that we monitor it for at least a few weeks to make sure nothing else happens. And if it does, of course, then we bring up the sanctions and we keep going through to make sure everyone is happy here. A lot of people are worried about the older students. Really don't worry about the older students. Sometimes we might have issues between students in the same year, but very rarely do we have students with different people in different year groups. So students shouldn't worry about that at all. Okay, but the key part for us is we are kind and respectful to each other. We really want this to be a safe place for everybody. Okay. The last one from me. Rewards. So we have lots of rewards here at Sawtry Village Academy. They're on the walls. You get credits, striving and valuing credits, and when you get a certain amount of rewards, you will then striving and valuing up here on the wall. They're in every single department. So being resilient, working together, being enthusiastic about something, you get credits for it. When you get a certain amount of credits, you get a bronze badge, then you get silver, gold, and it carries on all the way, I think, to 250 on platinum. You also get an email home to say, well done, you've achieved it. But we do more than that. We do rewards visits. Every single half term, students that have 0 behaviour points get a certificate home, 100% attendance per half term. So just small 6 weekly rewards and pushing good behaviour. And we have far more than that as well. That's just some of them. But we also link that to our 3 expectations. So everybody here at Sawtry should know these words. When students are here, when they're at break time and lunchtime, in lessons, on their bus on the way home, we expect students to be ready, respectful, responsible. So 3 easy words, the terminology that all staff are aware of, that students should be aware of. We're ready, we've got the right equipment, we're on time, we're in the right uniform. Being respectful, we are working with each other, we are polite, we are well-mannered, we really are at Sawtry, we push for that, and that's really important for us, that most important one, being respectful, and then being responsible. It's a very busy place, over 1,000 students moving at the same time in between lessons. We must keep our hands and feet to ourselves, walking calmly around corridors, so don't worry about rushing at places and running at places. We just must stay safe and calm and responsible. Okay. Any other questions that people have had? Some of our students are going to ask them now. Have you guys got any questions for me that years ago might have had? Yes.
Mobile phones.
Mobile phones. Okay. Mobile phones at the school are really, really simple. You are allowed your phone on site, but it must be turned off and at the bottom of your bag. Okay. When you leave site, you can get out again. When you get on your bus, you can get out again, but you can't have it out at break time or lunchtime. If you need to make a phone call, you use the house office. If you're not feeling very well, you go through the house office and the phone calls that way rather than using your phone. If you're caught without, it's confiscated, locked up in the house office, and parents will sign something for you to get it back. But we really want students speaking to each other. Don't matter if you don't have a phone as well, it doesn't matter. You know, some people don't have phones and that's no problem as well, but we totally understand that some parents will want it for their walk on the way home or on the bus on the way home and so on. But when they're on site, we turn off, we speak to each other. They're very expensive, so the bottom of our bag and turned off. We don't want them falling out of our pocket as well. Okay? Yes, question.
What about fire drills if the fire alarm goes off?
Yes, good question. Fire drills. If the fire drill goes off, we all make our way to the hard court. Literally on the first week of the new term, we'll practice a fire drill when you're in your lessons, and then the first few weeks you practice going there with your form as well, getting into line because you get in your form when you get there. It's a great question. Yes. Yes.
What do I do if I'm lost?
If you're lost, as I said earlier, you will need to make sure that you stay calm. Don't stress about it. Ask someone and they all should take you. And you're not going to get in trouble if you're late because you're lost in the first few weeks. Okay, no problem at all. Yes.
Assessments.
Assessments. So don't worry about assessments in year 7. I think that's really, really key. You will probably do some tests as you start year 7, and you will probably do some mini topic tests throughout year 7. All of our students here are in mixed ability classes in year 7 and year 8, and in some then departments they set in year 9. So it's all mixed, and don't worry too much about it at all. Okay, your first learning profile that you'll get will be in December. Okay. Yes.
Report card. Report cards.
Report card. So report cards for behaviour, is that right?
Like.
Or the cards you get for learning profiles?
Yeah, that.
Learning profiles. So you get 2 learning profiles a year, and they will explain your striving and valuing score. It'll also explain what band you're in and what you're working towards in each department. But again, don't worry about them too much. You get your own assembly on that just before the first one comes out in December. Okay? Yes?
If you don't really have any friends in the classes.
Okay. If you don't have any friends in the classes, it doesn't matter too much because you're obviously learning there. Break time and lunchtime, you can then hang around with anyone. So that's absolutely fine. I would say that if it's a really big issue, go and speak to your tutor and your head of house about it and see what they can do. Okay? Yes?
How often is there parents' evenings?
Parents' evenings, so there's a tutor evening in September, so you come in and meet your tutor. And then the first parents' evening, I think it's in May for year 7, when you come in physically to meet all of the class teachers and they've seen the classes for a period of time and have a lot to say. So that's a really, really important day. We expect everyone to be there, and it's really good to engage in and meet the teachers and come into school as often as possible as well. Yes?
Academic mentoring.
Good. Academic mentoring. So 3 times a year, you'll come out of your lesson and you'll meet your tutor for 10 or 15 minutes just to talk about general life, how's it going, what pledges you're achieving, and look at your learning profile to set you some targets to aim for your next academic mentoring. A really important part of our pastoral care. Those emails then get sent home so you can see what's being spoken about as well. Okay. Lockers. Some people ask about lockers. If you want a locker, you can buy a locker. I think it's about £25 a year. It's by a locker company. Hopefully you've had the list. We save them all for year 7, so you get first choice. I always say that, you know, some people like them and use them. You don't want to put your books in there all the time because you're always going to be going back to your locker. They might be good for a big coat in the winter or your PE bag potentially. But a lot of people don't have lockers and have no problem as well. So, you know, you've got to make a decision if you want one or not. The keys then get sent to you by the company, so it's dealt with via that as well. Yes?
Pledges Week.
Pledges Week. I spoke about the urgent educational visits, but it's every single year. Year 7, year 8 and year 9 and year 10, you have the last week of timetable, and we'll go through that and you'll have letters about that in the first few weeks of year 7. Yes?
No coats without jumpers.
Good, yes. So if you've got a jumper on, you're more than welcome to wear a coat, but you can't replace that for a hoodie and a jumper and so on. Okay? Yes?
What's the Willow?
Oh, so we have a place at the Willow. At break time and lunchtime, some people go there because it's a bit quieter than our dining hall and our refectory. It's very well staffed by our teaching assistants, so they're more than welcome to use it. And some people also go there for some lessons in the day, so they might go for a bit of extra maths and English. It's a really key part of our school. And more, if you would like to find out more, then you'll find about it in the first few weeks. Yes.
When can you go to the toilet?
Toilet, we like people going before school, break times, lunch times. But if you're really, really desperate, you ask the teacher and you'll tell the teacher they'll allow you to go. But they may well ask you, are you sure you need to go? We want people in lessons and we need people to ensure that they are in lessons rather than going to the toilet all the time. So we monitor that as well. But you are allowed to go if you're absolutely desperate in a lesson. Break times, lunch times, they're all open and there are lots all around the school as well. Yes? Stairs, yes. So our big new build with 18 classrooms in, because it gets very busy, over 400 students in there per lesson. There is an upstairs and a downstairs, and you'll get used to that really, really easy as well. Okay, perfect. If you have any questions, you should now have your senior tutor's email address, your SSA's email address, and you'll know your tutor as well. So please drop them an email. The next time we'll see you is on your first day in year 7. On the 4th of September, and you'll come straight into school, into assembly. We'll have like a 10-minute assembly, and then you'll go and spend the first hour in your form times meeting your form and your tutor. Okay, we look forward to seeing you then. Thank you for listening again.